So if you believe that Elijah Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, then you must stand up before the world, the Muslim world, and give your evidences.
I believe the Honorable Elijah Muhammad would be very happy to know that it has. In fact, in his last address he made to the community, the address that preceded the last address, he pointed to a Caucasian that was on the platform, and he said that this is a Muslim. He's a saint. He referred to the man as a saint.
The Jews and Muslims can't get along. You better look here.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. أشهد أن كل رسول الله. I bear witness to Allah alone and He has no partners. And I bear witness to all the apostles that come from Allah.
Being a follower of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad through his national representative Louis Farrakhan, I would just like to know just the dress code of bow tie and suits. Is that in any way an abomination of Allah's will compared to the Ansaru community with white garb?
The dress code of the Nation of Islam serves its purpose in that which Minister Louis Farrakhan is trying to get across to the people if you pay attention to him. He is talking about what the white man owes you.
Right.
And how you should go about trying to get it. He's talking about the possibility of a return to a place called Nubia. Listen closely. I didn't say Africa. Africa is a curse word. Akubaland is a curse word.
Break it down.
All these are tricks by the devil. Don't fall into them tricks.
That's right.
The word Africa means to divide something. Farrakhan. To break us up into pieces. And that's why when you get to Mother, the home of Nubia, you find Nigerians, Ghanaians, or Ghana, what do you call it, Sierra Leone, Morocco, Libya, Sudan, Ethiopia. And if you talk to an Ethiopian, he'll say he's not what a Sudanese is. You talk to the president of Nigeria, he'll say he's not what an Ethiopian is. But here in this country here, they're all Christians. And they break their Christianity down into denominations. Denominations. But they still say one nation under God. And they'll say it's not impossible to divide it, indivisible, they say. But when it comes to us, the Muslim family, we call ourselves Sunni or Shia or Bilalian or the 5% nation or the Israelite Hebrews or the Nation of Islam. We all want to be divided. The Christians, as ignorant as we consider them in their teachings, are able to live in one nation and call themselves Baptists, Pentecostal, Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah's Witnesses, Catholic, multiple denominations of Catholics exist. Romans, Greeks, the Coptics. But when it comes to Muslims, because of ego, we can't live as one nation under Allah. We can't get in a room together. The Sunnis don't even belong in this game.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm sorry if I insult you. You don't belong in this game because you're not saying you're black.
That's right. Bring it out, brother.
And if you're not black, you don't belong in this room with us.
All right now.
It's a black thing.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
And if you can't see who the devil is, in 1990,
Wake us up. Wake us up.
if you can't see what the devil is doing all over the world today to people, our people, people of color, then you're blind, brother.
That's right.
And the Quran says you're blind.
That's right.
It says deaf. How are they deaf? Because regardless of how many times Malcolm X jumps up and down, or Noble Drew Ali jumps up and down, or Clarence 13X jumps up and down, or Minister Louis Farrakhan jumps up and down, or Yahweh Ben Yahweh jumps up and down, regardless of how many times black people jump up and down to make you see the white man don't love you.
That's right.
The white man loves his dog more than he loves you.
That's right.
Before he feeds you. You don't see no welfare for dogs, do you? The white man ain't gonna give you nothing. And for you Sunnis, I'm saying, the people that you are worshiping,
Bring it out, brother. Please.
are worshiping the white man.
Come on. That's right. Come on with it.
You flying over to Saudi Arabia to run around the Kaaba and kiss a black stone and worship it, and shake hands with a bunch of pale Arabs. Right. And they call Minister Louis Farrakhan over there.
Go ahead, teacher.
You beg to go. And they invite him over.
That's right.
They pay all the Sunni Muslims in America, smiling and shining. There's no racism in Islam.
Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the messenger of Allah for the Europeans, for the Americans.
And out of all the brothers in the United States, the Saudi Arabians invite Minister Louis Farrakhan, knowing he's teaching from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, knowing that he taught that the white man is the devil and Mr. Worthy Muhammad. You cannot reform the devil. But I will not align myself with no pale Arabs who align themselves with the American government, building weapons.
That's right.
When people in Ethiopia are starving to death, and Sudan is starving to death, Muslim countries are starving to death. But which Muslim countries, brothers and sisters? The white ones or the black ones? We don't have no poverty in Turkey.
That's right.
Or Iraq. If they didn't shoot up Lebanon, it would be the most modern city in the Islam world. I didn't say Islamic, I said Islam. They had to turn it into a parking lot. Meanwhile, brothers in Sudan starving to death. In Ethiopia, in Somalia, Muslim countries, but black Muslim countries. The so-called devil, the Jew, Yahu's grafted devil, he will go to Israel and support Israel. I'm talking about the United States of America. Will spend billions of dollars strengthening the military of Israel. But Saudi Arabia spends billions of dollars in America, buying weapons that they'll never use against nobody but us. But they won't use it against the white man.
That's right.
Because they love the white man. Why do they love the white man?
We give him nothing. Nothing gives him nothing.
Never gave him a reason to. He didn't even know they existed until they had some oil. So it's a black thing. And it's a day and time we're in when the family of Adam have got to come together. I don't care whether you speak Spanish, Cuban, Latin, Japanese, Malaysian, Indonesian, Arabic, Hebrew. I don't care what you speak. You are a child of the sun. When I say a child of the sun, I mean you're the only race of people who can live under the sun.
That's right. That's right.
I want you to tell me, for this planet's sake, where else is a human being supposed to dwell? But under the sun. And if that be the truth, then tell me why white people get burned up under the sun. If they belong under the sun, why can't they go lay on the beach under the sun?
Overexposure to ultraviolet light causes more than 500,000 skin cancer cases each year. The number is expected to double by the year 2000.
That's right.
And you believe they came from other galaxies, or they're extraterrestrials, then why they can't get up there? Why they keep blowing up every time they try to get up?
Right.
Now, there's 3 domains we know about. Right? We know about the domain we're in, then we know about the domain of Allah, and then we know about the domain of sin. If the domain of Allah is up, because we say similarity, Samaria, we keep using up. And Adunya is here, the world. And the white man taught us that hell was below, Hades. If he didn't come up, and he can't live here, where is he from?
Hell.
Then what is he?
The devil.
What's the job of a devil? To do devilishment.
That's right.
Very simple job, right? Devils do devilishment. Is crack devilishment?
That's right. Yes, it is.
Is marijuana devilishment?
Yes, it is.
How about alcohol?
Yes, it is.
How about prostitution?
Yes, it is.
How about war? How about AIDS? How about syphilis? How about gonorrhea? How about herpes? Are these all part of devilishment? Did we have these in Mother Africa? You hear anything about ancient Egypt?
No.
When back in Egypt we had diseases? No. So the first thing he had to do is to divide us up and call us Africans.
That's what he did.
Put us in all kinds of loud So you go to Nigeria, they got on flags and speckles and banners and ribbons and so and so. And they say this is our national dress.
Tell it like it is.
You go to Europe, they all wear suit and tie. Germans wear suit and ties. Italians wear suit and ties. French wear suit and ties. Americans wear suit and ties. They got to tell you where they're from for you to know it. Right? So you can't even aim a rock and throw it at them without asking them who they are first. But when it comes to us, we refuse to garb ourselves in the garb of righteousness.
Think about it. Think about it.
We're in a country that we built. We're not respected for building it by our own people. The white man obviously knows that you built the country and that you have the ability to build without him. That's why he won't give you jobs. Because if he ever lets you get your hand on the tools, you'll build another pyramid here and create a ninth wonder of the world. Now, if you believe he's going to give you 40 acres and a mule, and you believe that Mighty Mouse lives in the project down there. There's too many of you to get 40 acres and a mule. There's not that many acreage on the planet right now. And they're going to show you that many mules. If you think he's going to give you that weight in gold, he doesn't have it. South Africa has it. And as long as America wasn't siding with us against apartheid, she had control over South Africa. But the moment the voice was heard in the West,
Free South Africa.
you understand? When black people started saying, free Nelson Mandela from the West, then of course the Europeans over there, who are 90% Caribbean and Africans, said, yeah, free Nelson Mandela. Japanese started saying, yeah, free Nelson Mandela. Have you heard any of the Arab countries, Sunni? Have you heard any of your so-called Sunni brothers from Pakistan who are blacker than us? They just don't know it yet. Have you heard any Saudi Arabians stand up, any king or prince or imam or sheikh from any Islamic country and say, let the people in South Africa go? No, why not? If they don't care about them, what makes you think they care about you? Right. But along comes a man like Minister Louis Farrakhan, who says, we got to do something for ourselves because there is no tomorrow when you graduate. So you get a certificate. You can buy one on 42nd Street. They give you a BA degree. You're taught by professors who profess to know things. They put you in a college. Take it down. Take it down. They tell you you're in a university and you don't learn nothing about the universe. So then when you graduate, when you finally graduate, and they throw you at the world market, come on, college kids in here, tell me what you know. They have you leaving school looking for a job. Right. They don't have you leaving any school, which is a trick word for shul, if you spell it out, is Hebrew. They don't have you leaving creating jobs. What are you going to be? I'm going to be an executive secretary. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor, a physician, a psychologist. I want to tap dance. I want a soft shoe. I want Uncle Tom. I want to work under some more white folks. I want to remain the slave of the slave master. I want to get up every morning and pounding on this metal object called a subway by the hundreds and stuff in there and squeeze and sweat. And then get out there and go in the place and push a card in and sit down and do what he says do to make him rich, to keep us in slavery. Because if you're making $500 a week, boy, you're giving him $5,000. Otherwise, you have no value. You know how they work. They started off, like Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, by making us hate ourselves. You sisters, and I was talking to the sisters in the community yesterday about the same thing. You sisters are under the illusion that we think y'all are pretty. No, wait, let me tell you what happened now? And what happened is, we would have, had we not been brainwashed. See, we have learned to live in a system of multiple choices. Look down at your shoes right now. Check them out. Sneakers or shoes, just check them out. Trust me, I'm not going to do nothing. You trust the white man and work for him 7 days and hope he pays you on the 8th. You give him the whole week without questioning him. So trust me. Then you look at those shoes you have on. You brought those shoes, right? Or someone brought them for you. You may even went to a window where there was 50 pairs of shoes and said, I like those. Give me those pair right there. Because they'll match my green dress. Yes? Did you decide on the shoes you wanted? Or was it multiple choice?
Multiple choice.
Tell me something, some decision you have made since you've been in slavery. Please tell me one. You got a book. I guess I'm on television. You know what I'm watch tonight? One of these things on one of these channels. What am I going to eat? Ain't y'all tired of chicken and lamb and rice and spaghetti and... All right? What are you going to eat tonight? One of the things you ate within the last year. Only scrambled around. Multiple choice. I'm reaching at a point. The only decision you ever made on your own was when you decided to become a Muslim. Let me tell you why, because I'm not trying to insult Christians. You will admit, I'm a Christian because I was born one. My mother and my father was a Christian. So I'm a Christian. My mother was a Baptist. I'm a Baptist. That's how it goes. That's how it goes? So your father become a lush, so you become a lush. Your mother's abused by your father, so you should automatically marry a husband who's going to abuse you. Your mother lives in a project, so your greatest hope should be the project. So you start your multiple choices again now in your way of life. Well, this I want from my mother, this I don't. This I want from my dad, this I don't. The only decision you'll ever make in your life is when you start making decisions that are not pre-programmed in the computer of the Western world for what you'd be. You understand that? And like your sister was asking, where is the help? What is the help? Atonement is the help. Atonement is it. You must sacrifice something. The brother should have asked her, what are you willing to sacrifice to get relieved of the surroundings of the devil? Because see, you want the devil to leave you alone, but you don't want to give up nothing. Right. So which means that the thing that's attracting the devil to you is still there. If you want to get the devil off your back, then change your jacket. If you want to get the devil out your face, listen, if you want to get the devil out your face, stop smiling in his face. If you want to own something, go for yourself. Build. The only decision you're ever going to make on your own is when you make up your mind not to believe that Jesus, a white hippie, is God incarnate. That's the first decision. I didn't say don't believe that Jesus is not incarnate. Do I believe that Jesus is God incarnate? Yes. Just like Master Prophet Muhammad is God incarnate. And just like you are God incarnate. And you. Bring
it out.
Why do I say that? Because Jesus said, our Father, who art in heaven.
That's right.
And if he's our Father, and I'm his son, and my Father is what I am, and I am what my Father is, when you see me, you see my Father, and when you see me, you see God. Let me correct it one more time. I didn't say Allah. Right. I don't want you small-minded Sunni Muslims to twist this around. Y'all have a way of taking me and Minister Louis Farrakhan's words and twist them around.
That's right.
See, Minister Louis Farrakhan is the best speaker we got today.
That's right.
You understand? We both serve a purpose. We came in a pair. So every time somebody came as a single, you didn't listen. We came as a pair this time. You follow that? Follow Elijah. I'm the writer, and he's the speaker.
That's right.
I heard Minister Louis Farrakhan say, there's nobody out here that can speak like me. And I watched his tape, and I said, he's right. He's a better speaker than I am by far. By far. But then I said, but there's nobody out here who writes like I do. Farrakhan has got to come to the reality that we need each other. You follow that? And I've made those steps forward. I know he has too, because I'm listening to his tapes and I hear him using doctrine.
No Muslim that believes that Prophet Muhammad will be seen in the judgment. They don't teach that they will see Prophet Muhammad in the judgment. They teach that they will see Jesus. And the sign of the judgment and the resurrection will be the return of Imam Isa, Jesus, along with the Mahdi.
It made me blush. Because I've said too many times, okay, I recognize that you believe that Master Prophet Muhammad is a law in the personage. That the law came in the personage. That he breathed of his spirit into you and you became a living soul. Because you did say he came, because if he came, he was somewhere. See, Allah, as we know him, is always here.
Yeah.
And if he's here, he can't be there. But he can be here and there. And he can't be over there and not here, and he can't be over here and not there at any one time. But he can be here. Because when I see you, like Jesus said, I see God. If you do the words of God. I'm using God so I don't insult nobody. You understand? Black people get insulted so easily. You talk about their white God, they ready to hit you. But let the white man down Honorable Elijah Muhammad or Sheikh Dawood or Noble Drew Ali or Clarence 13X or Malcolm X, and they love that. Let the white man say Elijah Muhammad had a bunch of secretaries he had sex with. Oh, and President Kennedy had wings, huh? President Kennedy and his brother and his brother and his other brother was all hooked up with the same woman, Marilyn Monroe. They just passed it down. All y'all know about us is Cleopatra and Nefertiti. How many husbands has Elizabeth Taylor had? But you talk about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad having more than one wife. You didn't know it, you just assumed it.
That's right.
All conjecture, all hearsay. You got it from an angry son. Sons get angry at their fathers all the time. Get mad, want to throw, I hate him. How many times when you was a kid you said, I'm going to grow up, I'm going to beat him up. Wait till I get big enough, I'm going to knock him out. Now my mother in the kitchen. When you got big enough, he said, come on. He said, wait till I get big enough. The next thing was, I'm getting out of this place.
That's right.
We see your people, we see what you breed, and we don't want it anymore. We don't want to put what you're putting on television into our children anymore. So either give us some land of our own, or let us go home. That's what Minister Farrakhan is talking about right now. And I can't say nothing about that. It's wrong. Give us some land of our own, or let us go home. And do for us when we go home the same thing you do for Israel. Support us. Build our defense. Do the exact same. Don't just throw us out in no desert and leave us there and make a joke out of it. Because we ain't that stupid. Don't you realize the reason why black people love you so much is because they're smart enough not to leave you until they can stand on their own? They look like Tom. The brothers and sisters you don't like out there, you say, that nigga's a Tom. Look at him, he's towering up on the white people. He's just a little smarter than you. You just don't see it that way. I'm standing real close to Whitey because Whitey got it all. You know what I'm saying? Whitey's eating steak and y'all are eating at McDonald's and White Castle. Yes, Whitey produces the clothes, we buy it. Whitey produces the music, we listen to it. He produces television programs, we watch it. He subliminally brainwashes us to be what he wants us to be. So, when I see a black woman, I don't see beauty. I gotta see a white woman to see beauty. You know how you know? A good brother, he means well, Eddie Murphy. He does a whole lecture, because that's what comedy is, a lecture. And he prefers, in his lecture in Princeton, Oprah, he puts second, and he puts Brooke Shields first. He said, well, it was between Oprah and Brooke Shields. I'm sorry, Oprah. He thought he said something slick. Because he didn't put Oprah against Raphael. You know who that is, right? Another show host, Sally. Oh, Sally. Rolling on the fake face. Look like Michael Jackson's face. He didn't put them together. He took one of the white women, the white man's best looking white woman, and compared her to Oprah. She's all right. I mean, she ain't no Iman. But in the family of looks, she gets about a 4. But when he compared the two, notice that he compared what they consider a glamorous white woman to a regular sister. Now, if you would have said, well, between Iman and Brooke Shields, Iman. But anyway it goes, they have brainwashed you and me, and you know it's true, brothers. We don't know what beauty is no more. Don't tell me beauty's in the eye of the beholder. He said that too. You don't know what beauty is, because we don't see black women as pretty no more. That's why they gotta, like the brother said earlier, they gotta perm their hair and pluck their eyebrows and redraw them in and slant their face and sharpen their nose and paint their lips, try to make them thinner. You have forced the woman to do that, then you stand back and talk about it. You forced her to do it because when she walks by, you don't look. When she walks by, you don't open the door. You're not courteous, you're not kind, you're not respecting the black woman. But an old white woman walk by, niggas be jumping out the way. Not only in the South, right here. I lived here, South and the Caribbean. I seen you tom all over the world with white women smiling in their face. We gotta re-educate that little boy there to what beauty is. You understand? If you don't know, look in the mirror. If you need a tape measure for your nose, carry one. But when you start looking in the mirror, man, and you look at your lips and your nose, and you start seeing these big lips and these big nose, and then look at a woman with a skinny nose and thin lips and say, that's pretty, what did you say about yourself? Right. Like the comedian said, if there's 3 out of every 3 people, right? Out of every 3 people, 2 of them ugly, is it? Yeah. So if you look on your right and left, and both of them are not ugly, guess what? But the sad part about it, who decided what was ugly? Us or the white man? White. Why? Because he is Metro Golden Mayor. Isn't that a coincidence that the first ambassador of the state of Israel, her name was? What a coincidence, like a man she said, and she's responsible for Sambo and Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben and Bojangle and Rochester. She's also responsible for Superman and Batman and Clark Gable. And what's the other one, the homo? Huh? What was his name? Rock Hudson? Let's call him Marshmallow Hudson. I was never Rocky about him. But they established what was pretty. And they established what was ugly. A black man had to bug his eyes, right? Do a lot of dancing and moving and grinning. And this was bred into us. Wake up. Now we're at a point in time where there is no tomorrow. This is what the minister's trying to say. And if you Sunni Muslims are too stupid to see that, there's something seriously wrong with y'all. Forget the difference in our doctrine and see what the man is trying to say, and if it makes sense. Because you were so busy badgering the Honorable Elijah Muhammad about Master Farad Muhammad, about who the devil is, that you wasn't listening to what he was saying, and you sure didn't see what he did. Because you was here before the man. Before Elijah came. You were here. And you couldn't turn the hearts of the fathers towards their sons.
That's right. That's right, Papa.
Sunni Muslims were already in America before he came.
That's right.
And before Master Farad Muhammad came to him. They were already here. Please show me one of your mosques that you built. Not no white Arab came over here and built for you. Show me one mosque that Orthodox Sunni Islam, dark-skinned people you have built.
None.
Show me a Salam restaurant.
None at all.
Show me a newspaper.
None at all.
A series of books.
None at all.
A button Show me something to let us know that you're here. Because what they did is they concentrated on you not being here. That's the pact the Arabs got with America. Don't turn our niggas into Muslims. Why don't they want you to become Muslim? Because being Muslim will be the first decision you ever make. And if you make that decision on your own, decision making is going to start being fun. Come on. The first decision you're going to make is when you're going to say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. That's going to be the first one. Then you're going to go through the prophets. You know why? Because you already read the Bible. Arabs don't read the Bible. It's tampered with as far as they're concerned. They've got their own Quran, their own everything now. But you've read the Bible. So when they say prophet, you think, oh, Jesus, of course. Tell me about Jesus. They can't. You don't believe me? Next week, don't come here. Go visit Sunni Muslim mosques and ask them questions about Jesus. Say, excuse me, was Jesus crucified, yes or no? They'll say, no. The Quran says that Jesus was not crucified, nor did he hang on the cross. He was not killed, no, but it's only made to look that way. Well, okay, gotcha. Now explain the story to me. I got that, and I got the Bible here. Now you're going to have to tell me that this whole Bible is tampered with to justify this one verse. You can't see, you see the trick? The whole book got to be tampered with for this one verse. Except for when you want to prove that the comforter is Muhammad. Then all of a sudden, there's verses in the Bible that are not tampered with. Except for when you want to prove that there's certain verses in there that prove that Abraham and Ishmael, as Dr. Jamal Badri said.
When one reads the book of Genesis, when it says that God ordained Abraham to take his only son, Isaac. Isaac was never the only son. The one who was the only.
All of a sudden, the Bible ain't tampered with. I don't know. I heard that before. Somewhere, the Quran says that there are people who like to pick and choose from our revelations what suits them. When you say, well, walk with me through the scriptures. Walk, 1, 2, let's go. They cannot do it. Talk to them. Ask them, is Muhammad white or black? You know what they'll say to you? No, they'll say that's not important. That's not important whether he's white or black. Say, well, if it was not written in any hadith that he was white, then it wouldn't be important. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you didn't affix rights to the Quran and explain them and say Muhammad was white, then it wouldn't be important. Because everybody would know he's black, because you can't produce nothing from white. So the original man had to be black, that's a fact. But because you Sunnis got hadith saying Muhammad is white, literally, Bukhari, Tilmid, you got these books that you wrote with your own, written with your own hand. Ooh, that sounds familiar. Oh yeah, there's a place in the Quran that says there are men that write books with their own hands for a price. Right. So you ask them, did the Prophet Muhammad write the Quran? Some scholars say yes, some scholars say no, some scholars say we don't know. But they'll say, yeah, Jesus never wrote a book with his own hand. You're right. It's right. And the Quran confirms that Jesus never wrote a book with his own hand, because the Quran says what? What we gave to Jesus. Who gave it to Jesus? John gave it to Jesus. Because it says in the book of Revelation, this is the revelation which what? Allah gave unto to Jesus, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent it, and he signified it by his servant John.
That's what it says, brother.
So don't say, did Jesus write a scripture with his own hands? Because the Quran also confirms that Jesus was the word of Allah. Right. Calls him Kalim, the word. But you took and called Moses the word. The Quran says Jesus is the word. But you ask the Muslim, what is Moses' secret name? They say, Kalimullah. Show me that in the Quran, say. See, this is the Ansar Creed. If I don't leave anything here, I want to leave with you the word, show me that. That's what makes an Ansar, you know. That's what makes us different than every other group of Muslims out here. We're like, show me, man. Got the Bible in my hand. Get the Bible in my hand. Christians say, well, Jesus said, show me. I want to see where it says Jesus so-and-so. Well, it's in there somewhere. Well, the other thing's in here somewhere. We're not talking about anything. Show me what you're talking about. If you didn't have enough faith to study the exact verse and a chapter, why should I even bother listening to you? Oh, wait, that sounds familiar. There's a place in the Quran that says there's people that are like mules that carry books on their back. Why they use a mule? Because you can't get any dumber stuff. So when you go to a Sunni Muslim and you say, well, I visited the Ansar, Astaghfirullah. Those brothers are not Muslims. That man says that he is Allah. See? That's called altering words. Some of those who are Jews altered words from their places. I said, all of you are Allah. You are the original man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet, the father of civilization, and God of the universe. When you were spirit, you were supreme. When you were seed, you were supreme. And now you are supreme. They call the Prophet Muhammad in the Quran, Khuluqul Azim. They say created supreme in the Surah of the Pen. But they will take and say created great. Then say, what's the name Al-Aziz mean? Mighty. Then what's the name Al-Mutakabir? Big. They keep jumping from great. Then why do you say Allahu Akbar means Allah is the greatest? Show me the answer, creed. Because we live by the word of Allah. Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord.
That's what it says.
So when someone starts rattling on with their mouth, say, show me it in the words of the Lord. Wait, say, well, I got this hadith that says, oh, don't let me get away. Oh, so the hadith is from Allah? Well, no, the hadith is a collection of men. No. Did this Tanazzalu Malaikati, did it come down that night, Laylatul Qadri? No. Then I don't want to hear it. Right. I'm not in a day and time to listen to it. I'm sorry, y'all Arabs just got rich. We're still poor. We don't have the time to be messing around. The whole world is succeeding except us, and we were the first ones here. So we must have been robbed. Somebody must have taken it. Because we don't have anything. What do we sell? What don't we buy? Anything he brings in, we buy. But we sell nothing. Where is our tomorrow? The only tomorrow we have is if we make it.
Mahdi, an exclusive formula enriched with nature's secret substance to enhance and beautify your whole appearance. Mahdi shampoo, conditioner, lotion, and soap contain the exotic scent of the ancient musk deer that dwells freely in the mountainous regions of the Himalayas. Our exclusive scent of musk has been traditionally called misk. It is commonly known amongst the lineage of the prophets that the scents of rose, myrrh, frankincense, and musk stimulate good moods, good character, and generates a pleasant environment. Mahdi luxurious misk scent keeps the body at the peak of performance. Rest assured that Mahdi ingredients pamper the body to give it that smoother, natural look that only your body deserves. You owe it to yourself to look good with Mahdi products. So be good to your body, and your body will look good to you. Available in your neighborhood at your nearest tents of Kedar.
Don't let the man trick you. See, we started red, black, and green way back in Marcus Garvey's time. Right? They didn't tell you that same red, black, and green that Marcus Garvey used here, he got from a Sudanese called Dus Muhammadu Ali. They don't tell you that. It's history. It's in the books. And he was a Sudanese who we met in Egypt. You know about that. Now, if he's a Sudanese, and back then, the flag of the Sudan was the Mahdi flag. This flag right here. This flag right here was the flag of the Mahdi. You see that? You think that this is a coincidence? That this flag happens to have the same colors that Marcus Garvey happened to get from a man he happened to meet from the Sudan who happened to be in Egypt at the time? Does it seem like it? No. But see, the devil gets in again. He moved the black and put it where the red is. The Mahdi, that man over there, alayhi salam, he purposely put the black on top. Because the black represented us. The red represents blood. You understand? Red, black, and green means you plan to bleed again. The Mahdi said, no, no, no. I'm coming in the name of Allah. And we will not bleed again. And the British came out against him. The Turks came out against him. The Egyptian, a little band of men, a small group of desert people, no weapons, but faith that has the power to move mountains is all they had. And they stood behind the Mahdi, alayhi salam. And they rose that flag. And they conquered. So here we again, we rose the flag, and now all of a sudden things are happening in America, so they ease in the Jamaican flag. They ease in the red, black, and green flag. They start easing in the Ethiopian flag. The trick again. That's right. That's right. But the white man don't care nothing about you. That's right. He'll take your life and drink a cup of coffee on it. You don't believe me? Ask the Japanese. Ask the Vietnamese. He'll wipe you out without asking the Panamanians. He only told you about a portion of the death that took place. He didn't tell you that was an all-black neighborhood that they bombed. He left a whole lot of stuff out of that dialogue, which is true. They know what they're doing. You think AIDS is an accident system? AIDS is a form of germ warfare.
This disease will kill more people this year than all other viral diseases combined. According to Dr. Robert Strecker, AIDS is a man-made, genetically engineered virus that was either accidentally or deliberately introduced into the world's population.
Nobody dies of AIDS. They die from their immune system breaking down, and whatever disease is there attacks them and kills them. That's right. So, tell me how many cures they're going to need. How many cures? Because if each one of y'all catch AIDS, you're going to die for a different reason. So your cure is different than your cure and your cure. And the white man ain't going to spend that money trying to do that. He's doing another thing. He's spending the money trying to get out of here and leave you with the disease. You think he's shooting up his space shuttles for? He wants to go up there and live. And he did all that. He destroyed the planet. He destroyed the ozone. You make any spray cans? What are the soul cans you ever made? Spray what? Spray hair sheen or afro sheen and spray can by black people? Where? He ain't created a thing here. We're not responsible for the diseases. But he will leave you here to die. And your preacher don't know that. Because he's so busy saying, Jesus is going to come and save us. We waited 379 years for this spook God. Where was he in Georgia when them crackers blew up that church with them little kids in it? Yeah. Where is he? If he's there to help, where is he? Where is the spook God y'all been waiting for? We've been waiting with you. Every now and then. Every now and then, you know what y'all do? Y'all lie and fool the world and say, there's a cross out in Queens in the sky. There's a big cross. That means Christ is coming. You remember that? Yeah. And all the Christians are marching out to Queens and looking, oh my God, Christ is going to come. And they're told them Muslims, told everybody, it's all over, salvation is coming. And they find out some little kid is flying Christ. And they said, oh, we done found the actual shroud of Christ. The actual burial cloth. He left his spiritual impression on it. He left his impression on a cloth he went through. But he had to move a rock to get out the cave. That's beside the point. We found a shroud. And this shroud means, yes, Christ did die on the cross for our sins, thus he is coming back. I don't see the equation between the two, but because he died on the cross for our sins, and he left his impression, here he is. They went and made a picture of him. He had long blonde hair. They x-rayed it, they hologrammed it, and they said, this is Christ. Then somebody found out that someone made it in the 14th century. Some artist made the shroud. All the pieces went. How many more? There was a statue in Rio de Janeiro, of all places. You've been there. They cried. Okay. All the Christians ran over there, paid their tickets and flew over there to see Mary cry. If Mary's coming back for salvation, I never hear anything about Mary coming back, by the way. Okay, I'm sorry. If Mary's coming back for your salvation, Mary now, will you please tell me if salvation is a joyful thing and the book of Revelation says there'll be no more crying, why is the statue crying? Shouldn't they have a statue of Mary laughing? Celebrating the return of Christ because it's all over? Then they find out it was condensation. A crack in the statue had allowed it to seep down out of a little hole and out came a tear. Christian went, oh. Now, but meanwhile, a little man, not bigger than this here, Muhammad was saying, stop believing in this spook God, he ain't coming. You've been waiting for him for too long. He ain't been giving you no signs. And why is he letting people deceive you like that? Why would God let people trick you into thinking he's coming to build your hopes up? You're going to run all over the world and go, let's do it again. And he didn't never come. But here, in this text, a proclamation is made. This is English translation, she told me off. I'll try my best. A proclamation is made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the Prophet Muhammad through the angel Gabriel. And it's the last revelation ever revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. The very last thing said to Prophet Muhammad of 1400 years ago. I'm not talking about the apostle or the messenger Elijah Muhammad, who's after him. And people say, what? Did that man just say what I think he said? Did he just say that Elijah Muhammad was a messenger? The Quran says so. Holy Quran, 33rd chapter, verse 40 says that Muhammad is the seal of the prophets. He is merely an apostle, and the seal of the prophets. It doesn't say the seal of the apostles. But they'll stretch that into he's the seal of both. And kill you like they did with Shah Khalifa if you say other than that.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, right. Come on with it. Come on with it. See, Allah raised up a different kind of nigga now. I'm not with Shah Khalifa. I heard the messenger said once, meaning Honorable Elijah Muhammad, don't get scared. Mr. Louis Farrakhan said the white man had a gun to Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, head once and said, nigga, I should blow your brains out. Right. He told him, you can't do it. Only if Allah wills it will it happen. White man put his gun in his pocket. That's faith, right? You got that kind of faith? You think you can stand that? Jesus didn't have it. Because when Jesus got ready to be crucified, he said, oh my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass by me. Ain't that what he said? He told me that, oh God, my spirit is willing, but the body is weak. But you Christians keep telling us it ain't about his body. It's all about his spirit. But Jesus identified with the both of them. He said, spiritually, I'm down. I'm with you spiritually, walking through the valley of the shadow of death and all that stuff. I'm with you. But these nails, you understand? Is there another approach toward this thing? We do this another way? Isn't that what happened? They just doctor it up another way. But he really said, I ain't ready for this. Jesus said, I'm not ready. Now here's a man who brought back the dead. But he's not ready to die. Why? I'll tell you why. Because Jesus became like they said. Here's what Jesus says to them. Who do people say the Son of Man is? They say, the prophet, Elijah? No. Another thing, let me tell you. This is another trick the Arabs are playing on y'all, you know. There's 3 different names for Elijah in the Quran, spelled 3 different ways. They spell it 2 different ways in the same chapter. And then they say, well, that's one is Elijah and the one is Elias. Then who's the third? Who's that third? Could that have been the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Could it have been? Let's think about it. The Arabic, you can't dispute because it's there 3 different ways. Name another prophet in the Quran whose name is spelled 3 different ways. And why? And then name another prophet who's predicted to come as clear and as precise as it says about Elijah in the books of Malachi. And even in the books way back in the Bible, he said, if you see me, you're going to get a double portion of it.
That's what he said.
And what did that Elijah back there do? He did the things that Christ did. He raised the dead. Were you not mentally dead?
Yes.
Did you know who you were before the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught?
No.
Like I said, Sunnis had already been here and taught nothing we could see or understand. And Clarence 13X got his teaching from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yes or no?
Yes.
Malcolm X was a serious speaker until he went on the law. Serious speaker, where did he get his source from? I remember clearly when World P. Muhammad in 1975 became the leader of the Nation of Islam. Yes. Proclaimed himself the president.
That's right. We are one body. But God has manifested that we, under the leadership of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, are the divine body that God wants the world to see today.
I said, oh man, his father's son is right. Right? His father's son is Christ. But somewhere along the line, he made too many trips to Saudi Arabia like Malcolm did. And slowly but surely he came back going.
Where in the Quran did you find a hint that it would be possible for white persons to join the Nation of Islam in this country? Because in 1960, as I recall, it was open exclusively to blacks, not to whites.
The language of the Quran concerning the family of man is very much like the language of the Bible. It's not a hint. It's just plain language. It says that God made you from Adam, your father Adam. And the Quran says also that man is one human, one family.
Sharp. The devil can be reformed. Let him in the mob. Wait a minute. What did the lesson say? Can the devil be reformed?